cheap, very cheerful, and very delicious, and made in 15 minutes. We paid £400 for the 4 of us to go to Disney in 2007. I thought I would go through some of the questions that you've been asking with regards to the move. Good morning and welcome back to a new weekend vlog. It's going to be a home vlog this weekend. It's grey and miserable and it's a super busy work weekend for me. I'm kit packing. Aid's sorting out his office space and we're also wanting to declutter Louis's room. I've just been up there and cleared like some of the stuff from his shelves, cleaned it, cleaned some drawers. So we're doing Louis's room this weekend as well. I feel like, you know, when you've got loads and loads going on. We also need to go food shopping. However, I'm going to try and spread it out till next week. So we're just going to use up what we've got in the house this weekend purely because I don't want to take the time to go out and shop. I want to get my kits done. That's my main priority. So kit packing, food shopping will probably be something like Tuesday now. Instead, we're just going to make do. We've got no bread or anything, so I'm going to make porridge for breakfast. Anyway, I hope you'll enjoy hanging out with us. I've also got some apples that need using, so I'd really like to make an apple cake this weekend. And tonight I am going to use some seafood from the freezer and we're going to have a seafood spaghetti with white wine and chilli, which will be really, really yummy. So it's going to be a lovely, cozy home vlog for the weekend. I'm throwing some frozen berries in with the porridge. And I'm also going to defrost my seafood that I've also bought in Lidl, which is frozen. It's got shrimp and mussels and squid, I think, which was really good value. There you go. It's not really breakfast actually because it's 11 o'clock already. And we've already had coffee. And I've already been working since 6 o'clock. I'm definitely ready for some food now. I'm going to sprinkle with a little bit of brown sugar and then add some pumpkin. Oh, that was a bit much pie mix. It's a bit cinnamony. It's always a really bad idea doing that kind of thing when you're holding a camera because you can never properly see what you're actually doing. I've just stirred in all that cinnamon, the pumpkin pie mix, and added a bit more brown sugar. That is so delicious. That's really, really made a huge difference. I'm about to start kit packing, but I've just lit a candle that my lovely friend Emily bought me for my birthday. I've also just noticed a chocolate that Louis missed from his egg hunt. And this is the 3rd day of me working and continuing with this movie. I've had so many interruptions. I just had some really good news. My brother's just called and they've just, he's just dropped a friend off at the airport. He's with his friend whose husband is American. He's going back to the States for a bit. So they've just dropped him off and they're in the area and they're going to pop in for a cup of tea and I'm excited. It is 6 o'clock. I am so tired. I'm still packing boxes. Aid's still decluttering upstairs and having a good sort out. It's been getting stuff down from the loft. My brother's been and visited with his friend and his husband-to-be, and I'm now going to fix some pasta. I'm going to make that seafood pasta and it's going to be super, super quick. I've got the pan on for the spaghetti, so I'm going to do that. We're going to make a tomato sauce with garlic, onions, chopped tomatoes, mixed herbs, carrot, tomato paste. I've got some red wine. I'm going to grab some chilli as well, some dried chilli. And the seafood that I defrosted earlier, and we've got parmesan to go with it too. I'm just going to sweat off the carrots, garlic and onions. I'm going to add a tin of tomatoes. I'm going to add some veg stock in there as well and just a little bit of water. Add a good squirt of tomato paste, mixed herbs and some chilli as well. Let's add some wine, as it's a chilli and white wine sauce. This is going to be so delicious. I can't wait for this. This is always my go-to in an Italian restaurant. I've seasoned it, it's so delicious, but I'm just going to add a little bit of sugar just to make it a little bit sweeter. It is such a good pasta sauce. It's really rich in flavour. You can taste the herbs, taste the garlic. It's got the warmth from the chili. I can taste the wine. It's so, so good. It's so quick as well. Just waiting for the pasta to cook, and then I'm going to throw the pasta in once it's drained. And I've drained off my seafood. That's going in just at the last minute because I don't want it to overdo, because then it just goes really rubbery and it's not very nice. I just popped in a handful of spinach. That's the spaghetti. That spaghetti is 28p a pack from Lidl. And 15 minutes later, we've got a very yummy dinner made from scratch that tastes amazing. Honestly, this is the best kind of Saturday night dinner. Cheap, very cheerful, and very delicious, and made in 15 minutes. There we go, and a bit of parmesan on top, some extra seasoning. That is an amazing meal. I can't wait for this. Are you hungry?
Yes.
Me too. Hello, I was going to say good morning. It's actually 2:30. I'm feeling really rubbish today. I haven't picked up the camera. I woke up at 5:30 with a really bad headache. I'm feeling really sick and wobbly. I'm feeling a lot better, but I just don't feel good today. And I've been carrying on working just because I don't want to get behind in the week. But every now and then I'm just sitting down on the sofa for a bit to try and recover again. I just feel really, really rubbish today, really rubbish. I think I'm just really tired. So there's been nothing to film today. Aid made me Marmite toast, which helped a little bit. I think I'd got to the point because I was feeling sick, but then I was maybe feeling sick because I hadn't eaten. I've taken chili soup out of the freezer. Do you know, why didn't I do batch cooking years ago, like when the kids were small? I know everyone did, and lots of people did and spoke about it, and I've just always enjoyed cooking, but like times like now, it's just so nice this morning to think, I don't want to cook today, and I've just taken something out of the freezer. Aid's still decluttering his office. He's going through all the shelves. He's like proper deep decluttering. He's doing really, really well. We found, I'm going to show you actually, or he found the receipt of the first ever Disney World tickets that we purchased. I'm going to show you. I haven't even opened my blinds in the studio yet today. 2007 10-day pass in total was, for the adults there, $420. Bearing in mind it was $2 to the pound then. So that was 200, oh you can see, would have been £210 each. That was it. That's not bad. No, actually, if it was, yeah, no, dollars, it would have been £105 for our 10-day pass in 2007. So that would have been £400 for the four of us, wouldn't it, if it was $2 to the pound? What a price difference. Can you believe that? We paid £400 for the four of us to go to Disney in 2007. That's shocking, isn't it? And also the other excitement in my life, look at this box. It was what the cookies came in from IKEA. It's so nice, so reusable. I love it. I'm going to keep that. And I put the cookies in this Kilner jar. Doesn't that look nice? I need to do my my coffee stand actually. I need to spring everything, make it look a bit spring-like. Been really, really bad at doing seasonal decor actually. Since the kids left, I don't get into it like I used to. It just almost seems a bit of an effort. When, to be honest, the majority of my day I'm in here, unless I'm kit packing and then I spend 3 or 4 days in the lounge. I generally work in here sort of like 12, 13 hours a day, make food in the kitchen, and that's about it. I'm so glad though, I've started filming the weekend vlogs 2 weeks behind, so it's so nice so that I didn't have to, this weekend's, the video going up tonight was already filmed, scheduled and everything, edited and all that, so it's been so nice not having to worry about doing something today, which has felt really, really good. I could, although I'm kit packing, I've been able to take a slower day, which was really needed. I still want to bake. I still want to make that apple cake. I really, really fancy that. So I think I'm going to do my next lot of kits and then take a break and bake that apple cake. And I meant to say, we started watching Smile last night. I wanted to watch it in the day, but Aid was upstairs in his office all day. I wanted to watch it while it was light. I've heard such mixed reviews. Some people say it's really, really scary. Other people saying, oh, it's actually fine. We started watching it last night. It was dark outside. And just a few minutes in, I was already covering my eyes with a blanket. And we decided to watch something a bit safer. I can't remember. Oh, we started watching Rabbit Hole. I think I was asleep within 15 minutes. Anyone else started watching Rabbit Hole with Kiefer Sutherland? We're a bit of a Kiefer Sutherland fan in this house. Yeah, I ended up sleeping on the sofa for about an hour. So I don't know whether to continue and carry on watching Smile or if it's going to be a bit too creepy for me. I love horror, but I don't like things that play on my mind afterwards. So I haven't decided if it's too much for me or not. If you've watched it, let me know your thoughts. Aid keeps bringing stuff down from his office that he's tidying up. Gift tags, 5 designs from Paper Chase. Might re-gift those. We've got, oh, that's when we went to Disneyland Paris with Lee and Nick. That was our shuttle pass. He's brought down felt tip pens, markers. Oh, this is what he uses when he does my accounts. What's that? Oh, it's I get promotional pens sent through all the time. Just realised that had my company name on. And this is my fancy dress costume for my brothers. Stag do. It's very small. Should I vlog that? I can't say anything about it because it's a surprise for them. It's coming up in a few weeks. If everyone allows, should I vlog the stag do? What do you think? Right, let's power on through kit packing. I've got full fat Coke to keep me going. Something really easy to watch while I pack, and she's one of my favourite YouTubers. Living the life you love, really relaxing, and I thoroughly enjoy her channel. It's 4 o'clock. I'm going to break away from kit packing and bake that cake I've been wanting to make. I'm just thinking of the bigger picture. Although I'm feeling rubbish, I'm just thinking about a cup of tea and a piece of cake this evening on the sofa, which sounds really, really nice. Aid's gone to his mum and dad's for a cup of tea. I think he's done with decluttering for the day. So I've pulled out one of my favourite recipes. It's apple and cinnamon cake. It's so delicious, and I've got apples that desperately need using up. It's a really, really good recipe, this one. There we go. We have got cinnamon. I'm adding ginger. It's not in the recipe, but I'm going to add it. Salt, baking powder, 1 egg. I've made up some cinnamon sugar, which I'm going to add on top, which also isn't in the recipe. Caster sugar, flour. I filled up my plain flour Kilner jar the other day, so this was what was left of the bag, so I'm going to use that up. 2 apples, spread, cooking marge, brown sugar, and some milk. Dry ingredients go in first. I've doubled up on the cinnamon, so I've done a whole, just over a full teaspoon, and the same with ginger. I've added just over a teaspoon of ground ginger. But this goes to one side, and then we'll mix up the wet stuff. And then all the wet stuff, the milk, the egg, and the melted butter. Mix all that up together. And then I'll add this to the dry mix. So the dry mix is the bigger bowl out of the two because I'm adding the wet to the dry. This is one of my absolute favourite cakes. And the recipe comes from a really beautiful boutique B&B in Santa Monica that we stayed in 2013, and I have loved making this cake ever since. I am so bad at eating apples. I never eat an apple unless it's prepared for me, so I'm actually going to cut up an extra one and nibble on it whilst I bake. These apples, there was a big bag of essential apples for just £1 in Waitrose, which I thought was really good, and I've had them in my fruit bowl for a couple of weeks and not eaten them, so they really need eating up. But again, because nobody's prepared them for me, and I would never just sit and eat an apple. It's one of my least favourite fruits to eat, unless it's prepared for me. So it's just pure laziness. So I am going to cut up one of these apples and eat it whilst I bake. And then the rest I am just going to really roughly slice up for the recipe, and this is going in the wet batter. And I think my other favourite way to eat apple is either in a pie or dipped in cinnamon and sugar. That is so good. Or drizzled in syrup. All the unhealthy ways. And then when I do eat them, I just think, why don't I do this more often? They are so good. And then just fold it all in. And then I'm gonna pop it in this grease tin. And by the way, oh, it's not gonna focus, is it? Look how pretty the flowers look in the garden. That was the little pot, the violas that we bought in the garden centre last week. And it's flowering so pretty along the fence. Probably none of that was in focus. But it looks so nice out there. That yellow flower was, a cutting was given to me by my neighbour. I think Holly was a baby, so probably about 23, 24 years ago. Never took. It was always just a skinny bit that just stuck out of the ground. And it just started growing a couple of years ago. And now it's just coming thicker every spring, and it's so lovely. We started last year pinning it along the fence. And it's just spread all along. I don't know what's gone on in the 20 years that it did nothing, but the last couple, it's been very happy, and I just love seeing that yellow out there. And the thing that makes this cake so different from any other cake recipe I've ever had is the topping on it, which is what I'm making now. So we've got all the batter in there, and now we're making this amazing syrupy, cinnamony topping. So I've now got butter, flour, brown sugar, cinnamon and ginger. I've added the ginger again, and I've doubled up on quantities again of the cinnamon, and the same with the ginger. And I'm going to just mix it up into like a sugary, buttery paste. And then I've blobbed all of that paste on top, and now I'm just folding it through before I put it in the oven. It's going to be really sugary and crispy on top, and syrupy too. And to make it extra sugary and cinnamony, I'm sprinkling over some cinnamon sugar before I bake it. The house smells amazing. I really needed this today. I just feel so rubbish that I just want warm, cozy cake. This is just what I needed. I just can't get warm today. I've put my favourite weekend jumper on. Now I've made a cake. The world is better again. And while the oven is warm, I'm just waiting until it's like the warmth that I can put my hand in. It doesn't feel hot. I'm going to prep my sourdough starter and prep a loaf of bread for tomorrow. Let's give that a mix. Taking the cake out, it smells so good, and the top is really crunchy. I'm looking forward to that. Aid's back from his parents. We've got a little bit of room left in the bin apparently, so I can hear him up in the loft, keep throwing things down. We're just trying to sort through as much stuff as possible at the moment. And we've got another charity pile getting ready to drop off in the week. Cushions, there's a clock, clothing, loads and loads of bits and pieces. I'm intrigued to see what he's found up there today. I get quite excited actually. Each time he comes down and he's just bought another load of stuff. That great big duffel bag though, that will be the 5th one that we drop off now as well. And each time when we drop off one, we're giving an extra bag or an extra box or something like that. My neighbour, school teacher, you hear that bang? My neighbour, I'm out of breath now running down the stairs. My neighbour, the school teacher, came and collected all the stuff that I did for my studio declutter the other day. They're going back to school tomorrow, so she's going to take that all in. So yeah, we're getting through and really getting organised. It feels so, so nice. I think once we've done a lot of the decluttering, I then want to focus on, sorry, I really am out of breath. More crashes. When we're done with doing like the major part of what we're getting rid of, oh, goodness knows what's coming down. I then want to sort out what we're going to sell as well. And we're going to start doing different ways of selling, try different apps and things. So I think I'll be doing a lot of that on here with you, so you can enjoy the process with us too. There was nothing very interesting in the loft actually. It was just all lots of packaging, just old bits and pieces that he's going through, more stuff for charity. So it sounded loud, but it wasn't actually that interesting. I have got 10 more boxes to pack. I've plodded through today despite feeling rubbish. I've got 10 more to do, and then that means tomorrow I can do all the orders with the extra bits, all the add-ons, and do all the address labels and take them up. 10 more boxes to go. That just feels so good. This month's kit, by the way, is called Hopes and Dreams. It's a very cute one. It's got stickers like that. It's got a cute postcard that I've made. The most adorable notepad. Extra stickers, really cute cloud embellishments in a little glassine envelope. Vellum clouds, it's got all sorts. Die cuts are in there, a treat bag. Loads and loads, little mini magazine. And also, I made up some charms for the kit subscribers, so they get a little charm. They will vary slightly as a little extra gift. Oh, and whilst I've got you, I did put a thing out to my patrons last week, just to let them know that I'm going to be making some changes and just to see what they thought. Everything's gone up in price, as you know. I haven't raised my prices for years. Postage has gone up, packaging has gone up, as in what I'm paying for my boxes, tissue paper, lollies, most of the things I buy, except for those from the small businesses like stickers, die cuts, that kind of thing. Everything else has gone up. So instead of rising my prices, I'm going to make a couple of changes. This will be the last kit that I include a lolly. They've just doubled in price. We don't need a lolly. We want the craft boxes. I would rather not do a price change, but take out a couple of things. So lollies are going, and the fancy tissue paper that I had designed, it's pricey. And I'm going to start just including plain coloured tissue paper like we used to have. So I'm going to make a couple of cutbacks by doing that. I'm also wondering about adding postage onto the online shop, not to the kits. Keep those postage free in the UK, which is what they are already, but any other online orders. And we'll keep orders under 17 with a bit of postage. I'm thinking £2.99, so it's going to actually even probably costs more to send than that to send a parcel. But anything over 17, so that includes the kits, will be postage free still in the UK. So let me know what you think about that. Do you find that fair? But kits then will all stay postage free and all will remain at the same price. So subscriptions are £17. One-off kits £19.50. So same price as they've been for absolutely years. Let me know what you think about that. And that's it. Then I've got this space here tomorrow to finish up all the add-ons and label up the boxes. And that's perfect timing as the alarm's just gone off for the rice. The chilli soup was actually thicker than soup, so I'm heating it through, and I ended up really fancying rice, so I put the rice on. Oh, and Aid's back up in the loft again. He is on a serious mission. I've just overcooked the rice. I'm gutted. Oh. It was underdone, and I thought I'll quickly do the last few kits.
Oh. It's really mushy.
Oh. It's really mushy now, and I burnt the roof of my mouth testing it. You know when you feel like you're going to get a blister? This is exactly what I needed. We'll pretend it's Thai sticky rice. That's the consistency. And the chilli itself has got loads of beans, loads of veggies and lentils as well. So super healthy considering how rubbish I'm feeling. That's all that's left of the tortilla crisps as well. So we'll finish those off together. It's 9 o'clock. I'm feeling so much better. We went for a walk. It ended up being out. We were out ages. Chilli was divine, by the way. Just what I needed. really picked me up. Went out for a walk. I think the fresh air did me a world of good as well. And we ended up bumping into a friend and we were just chatting for ages because we hadn't seen each other for a while. So that was really nice. Come home. Thought I'd take the cake off the base of the cake tin. It's not cooked through properly. I cooked it longer than what I should have done as well. It's all like cake batter inside. When I had the palette knife underneath and it's just all come out with uncooked cake batter. I don't believe it, I'm gutted. But what I'm gonna do, slice it, scoop it, and stick it in the microwave for a bit, and we're gonna have it warm and just enjoy the gooiness of it. I'd eat the batter out of the thing, you know, when you lick out the bowl, so the uncookedness doesn't bother me, to be honest. I'm just disappointed because I love that cake, and I love the fact that it's usually quite gooey, but not to that extent. Anyway, I'm gonna get in my jammies, make a cup of tea, and scoop out some cake. So I'm gonna show you a couple of things that have been found today. First thing, our camera. This is a waterproof camera. We used to take it before, like GoPro days and that. We used to take this on water rides. It's been on all the water rides at Universal and survived. When we've done the water parks, Typhoon Lagoon and all that, we'd always take this camera with us. It's a good little camera. And actually, yeah, it's waterproof and shockproof. It goes underwater as well. The only problem is it's shockproof, but it turns off. So we've had it before on Splash Mountain. When we're going down, that feeling of it falling, it would turn off. So you don't then get the end of the ride all the time. But yeah, it goes in the pool and all sorts. It's a really good little camera. He also found this. I'm going to put the camera down to show you this. It's really cute. Look at this. It's a little fox tape measure. Isn't that cute? We really like foxes. We have loads. In that the house. In that the front garden. We lay in bed, we can hear them climbing over the fence. They keep us awake at night, depending on what time of the year it is. But I love them really. And the other thing we found was a brand new Yankee candle. It's my favourite Yankee candle scent. Abe bought it me and forgot he had it. You can't really see very well. It's the fig one that I really like. It smells so nice. I said I'm done with Yankee candles. That's why my walls and my ceiling are black. All from burning Yankee candles. They are so bad for that. Got it in the downstairs toilet, in my studio, here in the kitchen. The ceiling and the walls are so bad in my lounge. Really, really bad. We don't have candles upstairs, so we don't have that upstairs, but it's all of the rooms down here, really bad. So I've only got a few that I'm really low on, but I didn't want to buy any more. And now he's just giving me this one. I don't know, I love the smell. What would you do? Don't know, should I gift it? I'm definitely not keeping it. I'm definitely not having, if we move house, I am never ever having a Yankee candle in the house again. I prefer wax melts these days with just the tea lights, or I've also got my little electric one actually, but I don't use that one very often with the oils, quite like an oil. But I'm definitely not doing Yankee candle anymore. I think they are the worst for producing black smoke. Just gonna make a cup of tea. We're gonna have a really nice cozy evening. I'm so glad I pushed through and finished packing those boxes today. I feel so much happier for doing that. This is the used one that I've already got, the mulberry and fig, and you can see there how black it is. You think that's going into the air, you're breathing in that, and that's also why my walls and ceiling are black. It's not actually as bad as I expected. It just needed cooking, them all there in the middle. I'm gonna pop this in the microwave. Look how gooey that is. Good morning. I am feeling 100% better today. Today is a much better day. That cake was a bit too doughy, gooey last night. We sort of like ate the sponge around it. By the way, I don't obviously recommend that anybody eats cake batter raw, especially if you're expecting or anything like that. It is raw egg after all, so you're not really supposed to. But I think most of us like to lick the cake bowl, but eating the actual cake like that was a bit too much last night. So instead, I've just cut out the bits that are cooked. because it was really just the bit in the middle. So I was distracted. I was on the phone to my sister and I just took it out the oven, tested it. I thought, oh yeah, I'll pop it back in for a couple more minutes, and then I just took it out. So my fault. Also, actually, I'm about to make coffee. I thought I would go through some of the questions that you've been asking with regards to the move. So I'm going to make coffee and answer all of those for you now. And we had the new build video go up last night, and there have been some really, really helpful comments. So we've both been reading through. There's more that's come through tonight, so we want to go through those properly. And I'm going to make more lists, I think, but thank you very much. We really, really appreciate it. So answering your questions now about the new house, I'll see if I can sort of like tick them all off for you. Aid's pro newer house, I'm pro older house. I like character. In my ideal world, I would have a tiled porchway as you walk in, really cute tiles in the hallway, wooden flooring throughout everywhere else. I'd have a fireplace in every room, lots of nooks and crannies. I like that kind of thing, I really do. Aid does not like DIY, and that's how we've fallen badly in this house, because he also doesn't want me to do it, and I always used to do it before Aid moved in with me, and so things haven't been done. So, and that's also what I like, the thought of a new build as well, just because this house needs a lot of TLC, the thought of moving into somewhere that doesn't need anything doing. I feel like I haven't had a nice house since I was at home when I was 17. We bought this house as a flip, as I have shared with you before. We've done a lot to it, but I fell pregnant with Holly 3 months after moving in. Obviously then I went part-time with work, so time and money was very tight. Didn't even live downstairs in this house for the first year. It was that bad. All the bathrooms needed doing. So everything, apart from the Artex ceiling in the hallway, which still has never been done, everything in the house has been done. But obviously, as it's been done for so long, it now needs redoing, like the front door. The walls have obviously all been painted since, but we had to have everything replastered in the house. There was even plug sockets in the ensuite when we moved in, which is totally illegal in the UK. I know that you have them in the US, but we've had like a divider wall put up in the bedroom. This kitchen was all knocked through. It was a separate room at the back here. The studio was a garage. There was a door here that's been filled in. The fireplace we put in. We've done a lot in this house. Bathrooms have been replaced twice in the meantime, so there has been a lot done, but we're back at the stage, and because we both work such long hours, it's really, really hard to keep on top of it. So the thought of moving in somewhere where it's clean and fresh, that thought is really, really nice. So although I love the older style, the appeal of something new and clean sounds very, very nice to me. We are looking, we don't necessarily want to downsize in size, we want to downsize mortgage, but not the physical house. I know the kids aren't here the most of the time, but it's important to us while they're still younger that they have a home with us, and I always want to have a home, even if that means when they're older and maybe they've got families, that they can still come and stay. My mum's house is really small, and we don't ever go there for Christmas or anything like that, just because it's too small for all of us. We can't even all sit in the lounge together. So I want to be able to offer my children, even when they're like got their own families, somewhere to come and have Christmas. It's really important. And with us both working from home, we need that space. We both need space to work. Somebody asked yesterday, how far would we move from family? We were looking Yorkshire. I think now that's too far. We found our absolute dream home in Yorkshire. It was beautiful, but I couldn't move that far from Lou. I just couldn't. So we're happy to move further away, but I want to be on an easy train line while he's down here. For him to easily come home. It's really important. He's only at uni. It's not like he's left home like Holly. Although she's doing a master's, she's in a relationship, they've got a flat together. They're also quite near to her boyfriend's family. That feels different. She's decided to move away. Louis is still very much at uni. I need to be close to him. And I was just going to share that my parents split. They had a nasty split and separated when I was 17. and then my dad moved to the States when I was 19, and I never had a parent that I could live with. My mum's house was too small and she was with someone else, and my brother was tiny. There wasn't really the space for me. My dad obviously lived in the US, and it was really, really hard growing up because I didn't have a home to go to, and I ended up in a relationship that I shouldn't have been in and I couldn't get out of. So yeah, it's not great, and so I don't want my kids to be in that situation. I want them to always have a home to come back to. So yeah, that's really, really important to me. We want a family home. I'm gonna pick Orange Bird mugs for us this morning. Let's start the week with Orange Bird. And with regards to the other family, we're happy for a little bit of distance. We like being on our own. Ada and I quite like the idea. We're calling it, the home that we moved to, we're calling it our sanctuary. We like the idea, sorry, I was just watching Poppy in the garden. We like the idea of escaping and just being on our own for a bit. So yeah, we don't mind being a bit further away. We're sort of happy being like an hour and a half really at the moment. I think we've knocked Yorkshire on the head, but we want to be sort of like hour, 2 hours, 2.5, that kind of thing we're quite happy with. So somebody said, why don't we do a car boot sale with regards to the cluttering, decluttering? Problem is for us, it's time. We don't have a lot of time. You've just seen, I've just worked the whole weekend. I work 2 full weekends a month at least. I tend to work the other weekends as well, but they're not so full on. I can be a bit more flexible. So if I were to visit my sister, I would generally start work about 5 or 6 o'clock, work up until we go and visit, sort of 9, 10. I'd work in the car, and then I'd work in the evening when we come home. So generally I can still fit in like an 8 or 9 hour work day. So I work around it like that. But like when I'm preparing for kit packing and then kit packing, I'm literally solid all weekend. So that generally leaves us 2 weekends a month where I'm still working, but we're a bit more flexible on time. But then that's obviously, we've got 2 kids away. We're going to visit our daughter next weekend. So that's when we're trying to get in the family time to see my mum and my sister. Or like now when we're house hunting, that's when we're using that time. So the thought of actually taking up a whole day to go and do a car boot is a bit unrealistic for us because we don't have masses of time. And we're also trying to obviously work on the house as well. I want to make it a bit more presentable for when we decide that the time is to put it up for sale. We're decluttering. So a lot of it we're doing charity. I think I might start doing maybe some Facebook market stuff. I don't generally use Facebook apart from for work, so maybe I need to try that. And we're going to give Vinted a go as well. There's a couple of other apps we're going to try, but I think I might do all of that in a separate video when we do come to the stage of selling stuff. But I see a car boot as all the preparation beforehand, doing the physical thing, and then unpacking or whatever you've got left at the end. It's more than a day's work, and I don't know, you could come away with maybe 80 quid. So you know what I mean? I've done them before in the past. It just seems a lot of work for not always a huge amount back, especially when time is such a problem. And if you've got any places that you recommend selling things, we would love to hear. Oh, sorry, Poppy's barking to come in. I know, for example, Lise in my community, she recommended Ziffit, so I think we're going to give that a go. Right, let's go let Poppy in. Wait, actually, I think my milk's nearly done. We also want somewhere with a cute coffee shop and bakery. I'd love to be able to walk to a bakery that just isn't Greg's. Just a little independent. Question we got asked yesterday, will we be going somewhere with a bit of a freehold, a bit of like land for like planting and things like that, somewhere a bit out on our own? And no, we're not actually. We can't even manage the small garden we've got, to be honest with you. Again, it comes down to time. As much as in an ideal world, that sounds idyllic, we both still work long hours. We do want to simplify life, so for us that would be actually maybe even having a smaller garden and treating it more as like a courtyard, you know, sort of easy, low maintenance, not even fussed with grass. Nice plants, lots of greenery. I would love a walled garden, that would be my ideal. somewhere for coffee in the morning and cocktails in the evening. Low maintenance, again, a little sanctuary, somewhere like we feel like we're escaping everything. I don't want to be overlooked. I'm done with washing up and being able to see into somebody else's house, which I do now. We've grown the trees over, but there's still houses there. I'm done with that. I just want to feel like we're on our own, even though it might be a smaller garden, but easy to maintain. And although we want to feel like we're in a small area, we're in a really small town now. We want to be able to get out and walk. I've said that in other videos. We want to not have to get out the car to be able to get out and walk, but we want to be able to walk to a coffee shop, to be able to walk to a bakery. At the moment where we are, we've only got Waitrose is our only little supermarket in our town. So it'd be nice to have somewhere where we can go that maybe isn't Waitrose. As lovely as Waitrose is, it's not the most affordable supermarket. So you know what I mean, but somewhere with options, but you feel still like you're out of the way a little bit. Not freehold, I meant smallhold. And Vicky said she hopes we don't donate the puppets, you know, the ones I showed in the last video, the previous one, when I was doing my declutter. No, the puppets are going nowhere. The puppets, the hand puppets and finger puppets mean so much. We've got the wooden theatre to go with it. They had a little theatre that opened out and had curtains. It's actually still in Holly's wardrobe now. We love that. It's so precious to us. There's certain things we don't want to get rid of. That's one of them. The Sylvanian families, even a lot of the dinosaur. We had like a train set, but it was about dinosaurs, went around volcanoes, and we would actually push all the furniture out in the living room and everything would go in the middle. We still want to keep all that. The kids are both adamant they don't want kids, but we want to keep some things just in case. But that's all really special to us. So no, we will not be getting rid of the hand puppets, I can assure you. We've got Aid with me now. We got coffee.
Yes.
We're going to finish the video. If you've got any further questions, please let us know. Just ask in the comments. And thank you to everyone that's been giving us so much advice. Loads of people have been saying go to Shropshire. That's been a really popular one. Never been to Shropshire in our life. Couldn't even tell you where it is.
Gloucestershire's another one's come up as well.
Gloucestershire.
Or Gloucester.
I guess that's near family actually, isn't it? 'Cause you think that's just outside of Wiltshire.
Bit kind of, yeah.
Yeah. I think we've got some new places that we want to visit south that we haven't been to before, ever. So I think we're going to try and get to those in the next few weeks. Again, I was saying about how time is really tricky for us. We're going to see our daughter in Manchester next weekend. We've also got like a family stag do coming up and my brother's wedding. So we've got quite a lot coming up. So house hunting and that is a bit tricky at the moment.
You have to do some during the week a bit as well, I think.
Yeah, well, after work and things. Okay, but yeah, so we've got some areas that we want to visit that we haven't been to, but I couldn't even tell you where Shropshire is, so, but apparently it's beautiful. But, thank you for watching. Please keep the comments coming. We're loving all your advice, aren't we?
Yeah, it's been really useful.
There's been loads through the night, actually. You need to have a look. I need to read
some of those, so yeah, we'll read those and get back to people, so if we haven't already.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye.